Okay, what is up and what is going on? We got another top five for you from Elite Redux. This time it's going to be Pikachu clones. So these are electric rodents that have these little cheek pouches, little cute cheek pouches. That's what they're officially defined as per the Game Freak Pokedex. It's electric Pokemon with cheek pouches. All right, electric cheek pouches. So that's what we're going off of. We will have some outliers, but we'll get to those towards the end. So I'm going to start out with our dishonorable mention. If you saw my biggest disappointments video, then you already know what I'm going to. Gotta scroll a little bit here. Make sure I don't pass it by accident. This guy, Emolga. All right. Yeah, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because we already talked about it during the biggest disappointments video. Just understand that this is the dishonorable mention. Bad Pokemon. Could be better. So let's start off our top five with the number 5 pick. And it's actually going to be picks because we're going with the double battle twins. So Gen 3 brought with it the double battle mechanic, which was cool. So you no longer had to go in a row, every time you try to fight trainers in a row. Now you just fight 2 trainers at once. With that came some cool stuff like plus and minus. You didn't really get to use it in game too often. I think there were really only like a few double battles outside of like the gym leaders Tate and Liza, right? But it was a good idea. Uh, this game gives them the electric fairy typing, which eh, I'm not a big fan of because you have two much better Pokemon for that role. You have Popstar Pikachu, which is the best electric fairy type, and you also have Aerishin, which is a evolution of Din Din, and that is also an electric fairy type. Also, they don't actually get anything to boost their fairiness. I feel like it would have been okay to have different subtypes like fire and ice for these guys. I do like that they made Minun the attacker and Plesso the special attacker. Like they put some thought into that. Um, but overall, it's like, eh. And then they got some other stuff too. They do get a free choice band if they want it, but also their offenses are actually pretty low, so it's not really that big of a deal. Um, what you'll see is you get lightning rod and either power spot, which increases your allies attack by zero point 0.3, so 30%, or you can get friend guard, which can reduce his damage that they take by half. So it's cool. Like they have different roles. It's not just hey, this one's an attacker and this one's a special attacker. They also have different roles. Plus was a little bit more defensive. Mine's a little bit more offensive, which is kind of flip flop from what I had in my head. I would have thought that mine would be more offensive, but it is what it is. Or excuse me, plus will be all more offensive with the red coloring. But that's our number 5. Number 4. Wait, these don't have pouches, right? Yeah, they don't have pouches, so they don't count. Just wanted to make sure because I tried to double check to make sure I didn't miss anything, but I am human, so I miss things. I might have already scrolled past the one I was looking for. Yeah, I already scrolled past it. It's nowhere near that far down. Hold up. There we go. Toamaru. All right, so electric steel type. I do like the ID number 777. Um, this is what happens when you invest way too hard into one mechanic that is eating contact moves. So it has high defense, which will allow it to survive some contact. And it has loose quills, which would set spikes for you automatically, as well as iron barbs, which would deal the damage back to them, as well as lead coat, which would, for almost all contact moves except for like ring out, which is special, um, would do um, would have you take less damage. Um, so it's it's got a place. If it's as good as your own, it's as good as your own ability to anticipate the opponent, to predict the opponent. If you can predict the opponent is going to use a contact move that it's not like going to get one shot by, like Fire Punch or something crazy like that, or Flare Blitz, then yeah, awesome. That's the other problem, is that a lot of contact is made by fire types and fighting types. So how outside of electric types, which you have Lightning Rod for, I'm not even sure if that allows you to be hit because of Lightning Rod here. Um, Outside of electric types, there aren't too many other types that want to be making contact that often besides like um, Dragon. So it's kind of problematic that this thing relies so hard on its ability to have contact made with it. Um, but I mean, the same is kind of true um, for the grass steel one. I forgot what its name is all of a sudden. But there's the grass steel spiky Pokemon. That kind of plays the same game. Um, but yeah, just it's got limitations. That's my thing. And also, it didn't get an evolution, so Space Stat total is only 475. It's all in places it needs to be. Its special attack is bottomed out, and all its other stats are much better. Um, so it's not like it wastes any stat points, but at the same time, it doesn't have the extra. Like, and that's what kind of sets it apart from some of the other stuff that we're going to be looking at. So, and speaking of some other stuff, we're going to go straight to number 3 from here. Speaking of evolutions, you heard me mention it before. This one is going to be Arashine. So Arashin evolves at level 45 from Dedenne. It has 554 base stat total, so we're already off to a good start. It is kind of slow though, with only 111 speed. So you have to be a little bit careful about that because it's slower than all the Raichus and all the Pikachus. Besides, is it actually slower than regular Pikachu? Hold up, it might be faster than regular Pikachu. I think regular Pikachu is still base 45, or excuse me, 95. But yeah, it's slower than partner Pikachu. It's slower than both Raichus. It's slow for an electric type, especially if you're talking about it being your last electric type. Like there are no more evolutions coming. It doesn't get any type of buff to its ability to be faster either. It's just it is what it is, right? Um, so what does it actually get? Well, it does get priority for Fairy Wind, so that's okay. But really, it tries to revolve its whole lifestyle around berry usage. So you see that with Retriever and Gluttony here. Like, yeah, I'm still struggling to figure out what berries you would want to be eating with this thing, like to make it work, because it's not like it only has one weakness. It has to cover two weaknesses, and it's not like one of them is crippling. It's ground or poison. Like you have to pick which one you're going to live with. Um, let's see. Yeah, it's just not as good as Popstar Pikachu. That's really what it comes down to. Um, it has okay coverage. I'll say that. Like it's got a lot of stuff going for it. Energy Ball, Berry Smash could probably be spammed. Pixie Beam. It's got a lot of random stuff going for it. I don't know what you'd use Aurora Beam for, but you've got it. So yeah, it's an okay Pokemon. I would say the only thing that's really, really going for it, besides Ground Shock, is the fact that it has that 554 base stat total. Um, that's doing a lot of heavy lifting here. That 93 HP stat, 57 defense that hurts, but 128 special attack is getting a lot done. Um, in tandem with 93 HP, 107 special defense is getting a good bit done. So it's really the speed stat and the defense stat that are both letting it down, besides it not having good abilities for regular play. All right, number 2. Pawmot. So this is a regular Pokemon from the regular game. You know, this Pokemon actually exists. Uh, but it is the third stage. It gets okay abilities. Um, it's not particularly powerful, but it's not particularly weak either. It has Iron Fists that go well with it also getting Plasma Fist, right? So Iron Fist with Plasma Fist, that's a base 130 move off of it. Um, that's pretty much what you're going to be running. I don't know why you'd run Generator. You get Volt Rush, so at full HP, you get priority. That helps with this one base 115 speed. Some things in the game towards the end will be a bit faster. And unlike Alolan Raichu, this does not get the ability to buff its own speed, so you have to be aware of that, but it does get Volt Rush. So if you're coming up against something that is going to be slow, you can, or not slow, but you think it's going to outspeed you, like a Dragon Dance Gyarados, you can go ahead and throw out your, and there's no hazards up, that's also the thing. You can go ahead and throw out your attack. And then you also get Avenger, so if you're swapping in and a Pokemon fainted last turn, you get a boost to your offense. And then Volt Absorb, so you can heal when hit by an electric type move. So you've got good stuff, but it's not particularly amazing. It's only a base stat total of 500, which is literally only 25 more than Toamaru. So it's not breaking. It's not an amazing Pokemon, and neither are its abilities that amazing. But it's solid. It's got good stab between Plasma Fist and either Drain Punch or 1-inch punch, one of those. It does have regular priority from Mach Punch. It does have good coverage with Cutesy Slap. So it's got some stuff going for it. And then you cover your ground weakness with Ice Punch. And that also covers your flying weakness. So, actually you don't have a flying weakness. But that also covers whatever else. So ground weakness with Ice Punch. Psychic and Fairy. I don't know if it gets a good Steel move or a good Poison move. I'm thinking no, though. I do like that they kind of restricted coverage in this game for a lot of Pokemon. It's not like as widespread as it used to be. So having some coverage, you can't just count on a Pokemon to have good coverage. I like that. Like, coverage is part of a Pokemon's makeup now. So having coverage and not having coverage is a real deal thing to look out for. Psychic, I don't see Dark, and I don't see Bug, and I don't see was it Dark, Bug, and I think it was only two. Ghost. Yeah, I don't see any of that. So yeah, it doesn't cover ground Psychic or Fairy. But otherwise, it's a good Pokemon. Alright, that was number 2. And before we hit number 1, we're going to go through our honorable mentions. Because remember, I said we had to hit some that don't quite meet the criteria. So, first off, of all those, I want to hit up yes, sir. All right, Mimikyu. If I could, I would like to, like see both. So Mimikyu can be one of two things. You can have the regular Mimikyu, or you can have the busted edition of Mimikyu. It's not going to show it. That's mad annoying. But all right, so let's do it like this. That way I can just erase this. All right, and now I should be able to see. Good. Now I can see both very quickly. Cool. So the only difference between Mimikyu and Mimikyu Busted is that Mimikyu Busted trades out Rattled, which raises speed if hit by a Bug, Dark, or Ghost attack, or it flinches. It trades that out for Violent Rush, which boosts speed by 50% and attack by 20% on the first turn. So, cool little swap out. But notice the skies. They have this weather effect called fog, right? And in fog, it's probably easier just to show what Eerie Fog does. It lasts 8 turns and drains boosts from non-ghost and psychic mons. So that's what it does. If you're not a ghost or psychic type, your boosts get drained. And also, Mimikyu has several abilities that depend on it. So its protection comes back when it's in a fog. It also gets Ethereal Rush, which boosts its speed in fog. So on top of this, giving it speed in both versions, It also can get it from just having fog up. So not a very fast Pokemon, but it has like 3 different ways to boost its own speed, or to boost speed. Um, Not a very strong Pokemon either, but again, if the opponent can't damage you because of the skies, you're going to be okay. And then you just have to look at your coverage. Ghost, Fairy. Uh, you do get Keen Edge if you want it. If you don't mind not having the Ethereal Rush boost, you can use Keen Edge alongside some stuff like Pixie Slash, which gets Stab, and Shocking Edge because you're a Pikachu clone, and Shadow Claw on the Ghost side. You can use stuff like that. Otherwise, you got good coverage. Otherwise, you got Bonk, you got Wood Hammer, you got still Shocking Edge, even if without the boost. So you got stuff going on for you. Um, Weaknesses: Steel and Ghost. Um, well, you are a Ghost type, so you're not really worried about other Ghost types. Steel types. I mean, Ghost itself covers Steel realistically because of Stab, and it's not resistant. I don't see any fighting type moves or ground type moves. So, or fire for that matter. So you can't really cover Steel super effectively, but you can still hit it for Stab. And the same applies to the last Pokemon I was talking about, Palmot. Even if you can't cover Psychic and Fairy super effectively, you can cover them with your electric moves. So that's all I have to talk to you about Mimikyu. There's other versions of this Pokemon that are a little bit more busted. Um, and yeah, even evolves into something ridiculous. So just be mindful of that. I'm not sure how that works out, but it exists. All right. And then our second honorable mention, Peekabboo. Can I delete all? Oh, okay. Oh, I went too far. Actually, that's fine. Where was it at? Where was it at? Where is it? Peekabboo. The original Peekabboo. Remember from the old days, when, right before Gold and Silver came out, people were talking about Peekablue. There was a blue Pikachu. Well, we found it. Um, so Azumarill is Azumarill. It's literally the same freaking Pokemon. Uh, the only difference is that now it has burn immunity and grass immunity to go along with a huge power, and on top of that, it also gets like 4x resistance to fire and ice at the same time. So it's a better version of what it already was, which was OU. I'm not sure if it's OU nowadays. I know it used to be OU. So it used to be. It's still good. It's still just a freaking good Pokemon. There's not much to talk about here. Um, it would clearly be above Palmot on this list. Both Mimikyu and Azumarill are above Palmot if we include them on this list. Would it be above Alolan Raichu? I don't know. I don't know. On the not from the real Pikachu's list, I don't know. But on the fake Pikachu's list, it would be number 2 in my opinion, or actually number 1. But to talk about our real number 1, let's go ahead and find it. It's not Ampharos. I was considering putting Ampharos on this list, but it doesn't meet the criteria of being a fake Pikachu clone. Morpeko. All right, Morpeko is a new evolution of Morpico, and it's based off like Mr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. So it's got the ability to face every turn. It changes form every turn, boosting electric and dark moves, and it gets the 35% boost. So that's nice. It's basically a free life orb, with 10% recoil. So as you'd expect, it gets magic bounce as well. So that's neat. It keeps that in its other form, and then it gets lightning rod so that it can absorb electric moves. So what happens when it turns into hangry form? Well, it can choose between pickup and menacing situation, right? That's what's really what's happening. So pickup, as you know, will get rid of any hazards on the field, but you're not immune to them. So if you're not wearing heavy duty boots, then you'll still get toxiced and hit by thorns and hit by sneaky pebbles and hit by spikes and all the other things that they've added to this game. But if you are wearing heavy duty boots, then you just get to pick them up for free. Um, Whereas when you transform, you instead get menacing situation, which gives fear on contact. I don't exactly know what fear is in this game. I do need to actually, get down with the get down and start understanding what these things do. But it's probably good if they're only giving you a 20% chance on what I believe is probably is this a all right, let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of yeah. Let's see how many other Pokemon get it. So basically, only Pokemon that are supposed to be overpowered get this ability. So it's probably a pretty strong ability. Um. So yeah. Otherwise, base stat spread again 554, just like with Airshun, except this time, the abilities are a lot more. The abilities are just better in general. Let's just call a spade a spade. It's got Lightning Rod, which is strong because it gives you an immunity to electric. It's got Magic Bounce, which is strong because, well, yeah, who doesn't want to Magic Bounce things back, especially if they're hazards. Um, Two Faced is just how it works. Uh, let's get rid of that. I actually don't know where Morpico is anymore. I think I went the wrong way. Oh nope, we're in the right spot. Just gotta go up a little bit further. It's like past all the Vivillons. Did I already pass it? Oh man, this is so bad. I'm pretty sure they're like pretty close to each other. Like they're only like a few. They should have only been a few away from each other. There's Airshun. Uh, Sorry about this. I'm gonna have to lock in and find it real quick. By the way, I do want to eventually talk about this guy. This guy's awesome. All right, there's Airshun. There's Morpico. Oh, it's Morpico. My bad. All right, can I find regular Morpico? Let's just do it this way. That's why I couldn't find it because it was regular Morpico. It was a Morpeko. All right, there we are. Morpeko. All right, so the reason I wanted to get back to the original page was because you can't see all the moves if I'm not on this page. So anyway, for coverage, it's weak to 4 types: fighting, bug, ground, and fairy. How well does it do at covering those? Well, it's got bullet seed. Let me see what is its. Yeah, it's a physical attacker. It's got bullet seed for ground and fertile things on that matter. Berry Smash if you really want it, Seed Bomb if you really want it. So it's got ground very much covered. Fighting, it's got Play Rough, so it can cover fighting. Um, Fairy is interesting. What is Aura Will? I've never seen that move before. Ooh, is that a unique move? Holy crap. Electric and Dark type at the same time. Raises speed at 110 power. Oh, that's broken. Yo. Oh my gosh. So it's got stab from both of its sides. Raises speed is insane. That's a 100% chance of raising speed. Yeah, that's crazy. I've never seen something like that. That's insane. That's absolutely absurd. Oh, oh, oh. All right. I was trying to open this up. There we go. I don't know how I always messed that up. Anyway. Morpico. I don't think we have anything for fairy though. I think I've said that so many times during this. It's funny how this is a video about electric types, and I've said so many times I don't think we have anything for fairy. We really don't have anything for fairy, and we. So you need fairy coverage. Remember that you're probably going to need fairy coverage if you play one of these Pokemon, because all of them have needed fairy coverage. Yeah, I don't think we got fairy coverage. And then last up is Bug. Bug has so many weaknesses. We should have something for it, but I don't think we do. Yeah, we only get certain types. Yeah, there's no coverage for Bug either, really. But yeah, I mean, honestly, this is a great Pokemon. Uh, Fantastic Pokemon. Um, do I think it's above Alolan Raichu? No, not in the least. I think Alolan Raichu is clearly the best out of all of the chews, fake or real. Um, that's notwithstanding. I think it's even better than Azumarill. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Um, just the ability to make its team better, to make itself better, and to hit things stupidly hard. Yes, Azumarill can do that too, but it can't do it while being the fastest thing on the board at the same time. Um, so yeah, that'll be it for this video. I've covered everything I sought to cover. So as always, I've been me. You've been awesome. I hope you've enjoyed it, and peace.